Hey everybody, welcome back to another LEGO Winter Village update. Look at that, we've got the chairlift operational. Looking pretty cool. We've got to work on this ski hill, but also we've got to work on the new and improved Winter Village layout as well. The other day I raised up all the buildings with this like light gray masonry wall, and we've got all this space down here for stories. It's going to look pretty cool when we deck this out with some details and also add some more details around the skating rink as well. But I'm pretty happy with this new layout, and today we're going to be adding details to it. I've got a big old bin of Winter Village stuff. We've got some reindeers, some Christmas trees, some street lights, some Christmas lights, and adding all that is going to spiffy that area up. Plus, check it out, Jose is making some more Christmas trees because we want to add a Christmas tree farm. So she's just replicating some of the Christmas trees that came from the Alpine Lodge set, but of course we're removing all of the lights. Ah! Done. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm probably going to work on the sidewalks first, so I need to figure out how I'm going to put my street lamps and Christmas lights back onto the sidewalks because there's not a whole lot of room here anymore. Before, I used to have like a road, so it sort of made sense, but now we have the fence and there's only 6 studs there, and with the fence there's only 5 studs. So I can't really take these street lights and put them there because then there's not a whole lot of clearance. So it's probably best to put these like in intervals, maybe between some pieces of fence. Now I want to talk about something. I've had like a crazy amount of comments saying, well, what about the fire truck? Where's the fire truck going to drive? I know, that's why I had a road. And when I had a road, a lot of comments were like, well, the road is silly, it takes up too much space. And I was like, I need the road because I have a fire truck. And now the comments are saying, where's the fire truck going to drive? And it's just like, well, that's why there should be a road. But it's just like a fine line of, you know, not having enough space to have a road. And we're just going to have to use our imagination in this particular circumstance.
I figured it out. Do you know how the fire truck gets around? Reindeer magic.
Reindeer magic.
It flies.
They fly, just like this thing right here, right? Reindeer magic. So if the fire truck's needed over there, well, then it's just going to fly over there and put the fire out that's in the Winter Village Chalet or whatever. Okay. Let's have fun with Lego. That's the point that we're trying to make here. First things first, make a big mascot parts absolutely everywhere. Hey, Jose. Oh, she's already upstairs. You know what I need, though? A cart. Rather than having these like on the diorama that I'm working on, it'd be nice to have them on a cart that can actually wheel around. I would classically just set up a table over there, but then the table's way over there, right? Whereas if I had this cart that could wheel in, so a small little cart come in here, then I could work on this stuff and have these parts accessible. But the first thing that I did was, like I said, make a big mess. And then after that, I evenly distributed these fence pieces. Now I was testing different widths of fence. Originally, I was going 4 fence and then having a post on either side. But the math actually worked out better when it was 4 fence or 4, 8, 12, 16 studs, right? Because then these have the nice droop. So I decided to put the post between the fence just to make that math work out. Then I put a railing on top of the fence, or just sort of capped it with the black tiles, plus some black plates so I could add this snow detail. And then I added the snow detail using some of the 1x1 modified pieces with the tooth and also various curved slopes. So now we have a snow-covered fence. I also had to make some more of these. That's the street lamps and also the Christmas lights, but I'm out of the modified 1x1 plates with the clip. So unfortunately, I don't have lights on those 3 strands of lights. So that's unfortunate. Gonna have to order some of those, I guess, because you can't not have lights in the Christmas Village. I was thinking what would be cool actually is if I put a ladder and had a guy like installing lights. So it's like, okay, it's a story. You know, so far he's installed all these lights and he's working on hanging those ones. So I've got to continue working down here because we've got some more fence that needs the black and snow-covered detail there. And then also there's the Christmas tree farm right here. Look at this guy. He's the Christmas tree hustler. What up? He's ready to take your money and you can bring home your beautiful tree. Or he also offers a delivery service. There you go. The stories are starting to come together. One other thing that I need to do is add snow to the sidewalk because there's snow everywhere else. I don't want to snow cover the sidewalks like completely because obviously the store owners have been snow blowing it or shoveling it, but there should be some snow on the sidewalks. As I continued to work on this area, I was like, you know what? I want to take on a different task. How are people from the Winter Village going to get across the train track to the ski slope? Are they just going to walk across the train track? That seems a little bit dangerous. Should I build a bridge that goes over the train track? That might look a little bit awkward because we got to get stairs like going up and over this tram, even if it comes off the elevated platform there. It's going to look a bit strange. It's a pretty big staircase. So I was like, you know what? We've got to build a tunnel entrance on this side and another matching tunnel entrance on this side, because maybe there's a tunnel that goes underneath the train track. So I've already carved out my little spot there, and I came up with this little mock. It's definitely not too bad. It looks like a little tunnel entrance, right? It's heated. It's got some smoke coming out there. We got a little chimney, right? So what I've done is I've actually created a step effect using 1x plate and just various black plates really to create a step effect that goes down one plate at a time. Put some large inverted slopes there, some of the curved windows, frame those with some arches. Then I used these rounded windows in the back because I had a whole bunch of those and I really wanted to use those. I've been meaning to use those for quite some time. To pop some more windows in there, I guess. And then I put these curved slopes on the top, or just slopes, I don't know, there's like roof slopes really. Those look really nice. And then I put a layer of those 1x modified plates. I put a minifigure in there without his legs and it looks like he's coming up the stairs because there's actually some depth in this little model. And when I place this here, should just fit in there perfectly, it's gonna look like a little staircase because that guy's walking up. Does that solve the problem? There's a little underground tunnel that you can take to access the ski hill. So I was a little bit disappointed to find out that I could only build one of those. Well, I guess I could build two, but I had to make some color swaps. So you can see the 1x2x3 inverted slopes are tan, and then over here I have a dark brown arch. But yeah, now you can have people go through the tunnel there and pop out on this side. I'm not going to embed that one yet just because I don't know exactly what's going on over here yet, so I don't know its final position, but it'll probably be somewhere around there when I go ahead and embed that. So after I built the second one, I decided it's time to build a staircase, actually two staircases, because the citizens of the Winter Village need a way to get from up here down here, right? So they can buy a Christmas tree or go skating. So I built this staircase. First off, we've got the landing for it. It's 2x4 tiles, a 1x8 plate, and then I put some railings into the fence there. Just using some gold bars, some of those modified clip pieces. Pretty basic, built it right into the cylinder so it sort of matches the fence. However, I had to change up my fence pattern. I couldn't do the cylinders here now just to center this staircase because I wanted it to be 8 studs. It's a pretty simplistic staircase, but I think it looks better than just your average stairs. I built it using the 1x2 and 2x2/3 snot bricks. And I put some 1x8 bricks. There's 2 on the bottom, capped with the tile. There's 1 in the center stair. And then I built up the top on those available studs with 2 plates and a tile. So now, this should install like that and pretty much be flush. I guess I can raise this up maybe 1 more plate. But now that I see it like that, it doesn't really make sense because the first step is so much taller than the second and third. So I think the ultimate solution would actually be to just raise up my base platform. It's just little details like that that make me happy. Now that top stair is flush with the sidewalk, right? And then we've got 2 stairs, and then the little landing for the stairs on the bottom, which is raised up 1 plate, sort of made it all work. And I actually replicated that staircase over here as well. But this one's a little bit different because it actually didn't require that underlying plate. That's because the sidewalk, sorry, not the sidewalk, the skating rink over here is actually 1 plate taller than the rest of the lower part to accommodate these 1x6x5 panels, right? They're like cased in there. So this whole area had to be lifted up 1 plate because this is grounded on light gray and I didn't want there to be light gray underneath there. So I raised it all up with white plate. I had to make one more change to the staircase. You probably noticed that one of those gold handrails was shorter than the rest. That's because I didn't have 4 of those bars. So I decided to change the bars to black so they all match. I would prefer to use gold, but I just didn't like the inconsistency. I also changed this tile from a 1x8 to a 1x6. That left 2 studs open, 1 on either side. I added those modified 1x1 pieces and then those clips upright. So it looks like it's another point of attachment for the handrail. And check it out, as we were putting the kids to sleep, I spotted this little cart in my daughter's room, and I was like, you know what? It's got to come downstairs. Sorry, Millie, I need that for the Lego room. So I quickly emptied it, brought it down here, and now we have this little cart which can be wheeled around. This is just beauty. I think it came from Michael's, but now, say for example, I need all of these pieces because I'm working on a diorama over there. I can load them all into the cart and bring them over here in one shot, right? Like just one journey. There you go. All the pieces are there. Or if I want to put these all back, perfect. Now I can just wheel this back over there, put away all the parts, and away you go. I spend so much time walking back and forth, and this is going to help significantly reduce that. Plus now my parts don't have to be laid out on the ground or like where in my workspace, right? They're on the cart. So it's just little things like this that make my day. I'll have to go buy a different one that can probably fit a bit more because these containers can't fit side by side on this cart. But if I get another one, then I can replace this and put that back in my daughter's room. Oh my gosh. Jose and I were both working on the Winter Village. It's a little bit tight over there when you've got two people and a whole bunch of parts everywhere and a big chair. And there was a disaster that took place here in the Lego room. Oh my God. Like, this is bad. This has got to be the worst thing ever. Like, actually, oh my gosh. Like, I've broken, I think, 3 or 4 AT-AT walkers when a shelf went over one time. But this, I think, tops it all. So envision this. We've got that beautiful cart right there with all the parts. Jose's sitting there building. I'm trying to sneak through here. Oh. Oh no. My Eiffel Tower just crumbled as I was trying to fit through here. I kicked it with my crock and down it went. This was like one of my least favorite sets of all time to build because of its repetition, and I do not want to rebuild that set. Oh my gosh. The bottom of it is like completely annihilated. It is just completely demolished. This section looks okay though. That might be like salvageable. I think when I go to rebuild it, it'll be fairly easy and not too repetitious because all the truss work is already done. But like there's going to be random pieces that I don't know where they go. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. I have no idea when I'm going to rebuild that. It's definitely not high on the priority list. But let me tell you, the Winter Village is looking fantastic. Mrs. Bricksie and I worked into the evening. It's not quite done yet, but there are a lot of details and a lot of stories now. Starting with the tree farm, it has been changed up a little bit. Look at that. They're making a purchase. This little sale sign has been added, and the trees have been spread out a little bit. That sale sign actually matches the Have You Seen This Wizard sign from the Hogsmeade set, right? There's Sirius Black. Tried to make it match with that. So as you come down the stairs there, we paved a pathway using quarter round tiles that I found on the pad wall. You can see some people walking on it there. And this path or trail goes past the tree farm, right by this snowball fight right here. Just whipped up some quick forts. Might improve those, probably will. And I'll probably add more snow detailing. Like I mentioned, it's not done yet. But we got some forts, and these two brothers are having a blast, hucking snowballs at each other. You can see this guy's about to get smashed by one right there. That snowball's gliding through the air. They've got a spectator. And then this trail goes right to the entrance to the tunnel, right? So nice little story there. I also built this little campfire. So you can see there is a fire pit. Built that with the modified 1x2 plates that are rounded so you can make that nice circular shape. Topped it with the 1x1 tiles. Added some of those 1x1s with the hole in them and also the 1x2s with the hole so I could add some flames. And then put some fancy benches. And look at that, they're having a jam. They've got some music going there. There's the fire chief roasting some mallows. Yeah, it's just a good time. Now I want to add a little detail over here as well. And that should be like a little station where you can actually board the tram. Because I need like probably a station over here and maybe a station over there. And then they can take this tram underneath the mountain and go somewhere imaginary because this is Lego. And that would be pretty cool. Just a way for people to board the tram. And I want this trail to sort of come past here and connect to a little station right there. I think that would be pretty neat. All right, taking off over here at the gingerbread house, we've got Mr. Gingerbread Man right there. He's just about to finish clearing his walk with his snowblower. Oh yeah, he's got all the gadgets. I wish I had a snowblower. Actually, we're not getting any snow this year, so I definitely don't need one. Then we've got some snow-covered trees here. These ones came from the Alpine Lodge. Definitely would like to get more of those fern elements in white. I was checking out the Lego BAP, and they actually don't sell them. Then you'll notice there's a bunch of minifigures on the skating rink. We got some people playing some puck, some hockey there. Just skating around, having a great time. If you don't have a pair of skates, well, you can grab some from right here from these crates. Got a couple hockey nets there. Got some spectators on the side. This guy is freezing cold. Holy cow, somebody get that guy a hot chocolate on the bench there. And then we've got some more minifigures just outside of Hogsmeade. The consistent lighting on the street lamps. This lady right here is enjoying a ice cream. Doesn't seem like the right weather to be enjoying that, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. And then we've got some shoppers there who just left the shop. She's extremely happy with her purchases. Got a police officer right there. This lady's just finished doing some shopping at the toy store there, getting some Christmas gifts. And look at that. You want to drop off a letter for Santa? Well, there you go. There's a mailbox that is overflowing. This guy's about to drop off his letter. This little girl just outside of her house enjoying the morning. And look who's planning a heist. It's Harry and Marv from Home Alone. Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to hit up the Santa's Visit house. And then we've got some travelers here that are just leaving their visit from the Alpine Lodge. And then we've got a couple guests right up here just enjoying the morning with the squirrel. So yeah, we were able to add a whole bunch of stories here, finish some of the detail, but so there is still a bunch of work to do. I haven't finished up over here yet where we've got a little Star Wars Easter egg, Bo Dameron, and also C-3PO. But yeah, I need to add some more snow detailing and figure out what I'm going to do over there. And then I've got to work on Santa Claus's mountain as well. I pretty much used all my 2x2 brick when I created this raised area back here. So I'm going to have to use like my 2x4s or 2x6s or 2x3s to raise this mountain up as well. I've got to get under here. I've got to extract the entire mountain. Then I've got to raise it up so it's at the same height because I want this mountain to be taller. So I've got to figure that out. Then I've got to start decking out Santa Claus's mountain because we still have a bunch of figures. Reindeer, also... Santa's sleigh, right? Like we've got a whole bunch of stuff that I've got to do here and also add a bunch of trees and just make this look like an actual mountain. So that is nowhere near completion. This is nearly done, but I feel like there's a little bit more detail that we could add to this area. And then once again, this area just not a whole lot of progress made at all within the last week or so, although the chairlift is operational like you saw at the beginning of this video. I've got to come in here, fix all this slope work up under there, add some ski racks and all that sort of detail to the bottom of the chairlift and up here, embed my little tunnel exit and just sort of fix that all up. But I feel like we made a ton of progress, I should say, on the Winter Village today. This is looking great. Love all the stories, all the action, and also all the color. It was a little bit white before. There was a lot of white plate, but now there's a lot of color with the minifigures and the hockey and the Christmas lights and the gold fence and all the buildings, of course, the tree farm, which looks fantastic, the dark gray pathway, and also the fire pit and the snowball fights. Yeah, lots of good things happening here, and I cannot wait to continue, and I'm sure we're going to do that in the near future. Didn't get like a full day's effort in today. Actually didn't start till later on in the afternoon because I was taking care of some business that took like the entire morning. I thought I was going to get more done, but I'm actually pretty impressed with how much we got done tonight. Luckily, Jose helped me out after dealing with the kids, and that was absolutely fantastic. So everybody, there we go. Let me know if you want to repair my Eiffel Tower for me. Oh my gosh, that was a disaster. But the Winter Village is looking awesome. Thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the near future. Farewell.